I'm rooting for the president to fail. Let me tell you why. This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. Well, Donald Trump said during a rally in Cincinnati, Ohio, that those who didn't shower him with applause during the State of the Union address recently were un-American and treasonous. Here's his full statement for context.
So that means they would rather see Trump do badly, okay, than our country do well. That's what it means. It's very selfish. And it got to a point where I really didn't even want to look too much during the speech over to that side, because honestly, it was bad energy. No, it was bad energy. You're up there. You've got half the room going totally crazy, wild. They loved everything. They want to do something great for our country. And you have the other side, even on positive news, really positive news like that, they were like death. And un-American. Un-American. Somebody said treasonous. I mean, yeah, I guess why not? You know, can we call that treason? Why not? I mean, they certainly didn't seem to love our country very much.
There are a couple things at play here that need to be addressed. First, he's calling American heroes like Tammy Duckworth un-American and treasonous. Senator Lieutenant Colonel Tammy Duckworth, Ph.D. She is the junior senator from Illinois who lost both her legs in brave and selfless service to America in combat operations in Iraq. While Donald Trump avoided military service during Vietnam because he was a rich kid who was able to get 5 draft deferments, one of which was because he had sore feet. She was actually legitimately awarded a Purple Heart, while Donald Trump took one from someone on the campaign trail and explained, "I always wanted to get a Purple Heart. This was much easier."
A man came up to me and he handed me his Purple Heart. Now I said to him, is that like the real one, or is that a copy? And he said, that's my real Purple Heart. I have such confidence in you. And I said, man, that's like big stuff. I always wanted to get the Purple Heart. This was much easier.
Even if we were to take Donald Trump's representatives at their word that he was joking around when he said this, it is unacceptable. Trump is a man already on an authoritarian watch list in the minds of millions of Americans. A reasonable person would think it wise to not drive that notion closer to conclusion than just mere suspicion. Simply stated, obstructing justice, colluding with a hostile foreign power, Donald Trump, doesn't rate to level the accusation of treason or un-American at a noble warrior like Tammy Duckworth. Secondly, in that brief statement, he seemingly conflates love of him with love of country, asserting that because they didn't clap their hands and go totally crazy wild like the other side, they must not truly love their country. This train of thought is absurd and very Trumpian. Donald Trump may represent the country in a literal sense, but he doesn't represent the country figuratively. He is but a man. Things which represent America best are concepts like freedom and liberty, kindness and charity, and strength and reliability. None of these could be used to accurately describe the present occupant of the Oval Office. A related idea is also a common claim by Donald Trump and those who still support him. Many continue to say rooting for Donald Trump to fail means rooting for the country to fail. This is false. Hoping for Donald Trump to fail is to hope for his agenda to fail. After all, if Donald Trump succeeds, so succeeds the demise of DACA, an unfettered Muslim ban, a xenophobic immigration policy, a transgender ban in the United States Armed Services, the unnecessary border wall, tens of millions of Americans losing their health care, our inching closer and closer to a nuclear conflict with a dangerous, maniacal dictatorial power, a breakdown of sensible environmental policies, the alienation of our closest allies, and, well, the list goes on and on. So good for Senator Duckworth and the rest of the Democrats for refusing to energize the ego of our narcissist in chief. Clapping does nothing to further the interests of the country. It only serves to make a petulant man-child feel legitimized. And that is the last thing that we need. Hey everybody, thank you so much for checking out my channel and this video. If you like what I do here and you appreciate it, go ahead and click subscribe. And if you really like it and appreciate what I do and you'd like to join my Patreon family, there's another link there for that. It's not just for the podcast, it's also for YouTube. Thanks a lot.